Good morning. What a beautiful day we have for this event, huh? So, ladies and gentlemen, honored guests, and West Liberty faculty, staff, and students, it's with immense pleasure that we gather here today for this exciting occasion, the groundbreaking ceremony of the Appalachian Aquatic Conservation Center, which I will now attempt to stop calling the Crayfish Spa and Resort. This marks the conclusion of a dream and the beginning of a reality that will benefit our students, our university, and the state of West Virginia. As we break asphalt today for the Appalachian Aquatic Center, I'd like to quickly recognize the individuals who have worked for over 3 years to get us to this moment. As you might guess, none of this has been easy, but important things rarely are. That said, there has been a group of people that have worked to push this project to this moment, and I'd like to recognize them. Patrick Kelly, the West Liberty Director of Procurement, who has throughout this project made sure that we were meeting our budget obligations. Laura Muselli, our West Liberty Grant Manager, who dealt with the complexities of receiving state and federal grants and who is tasked with keeping us all out of jail. Joe Mills, West Liberty Director of Physical Plant, whose knowledge of building projects has been critical in making sure that the final project is what we need it to be. Noel Nilly, Vice President of Facilities and Sustainability for the Higher Education Policy Commission. Noel's a licensed architect and has been invaluable in providing creative solutions. Her participation in our meetings and reviews of construction documents have led to many important efficiencies and economies. Dr. Karen Kettler, who's Dean of the College of Science, whose support for the project has been instrumental in keeping momentum moving forward. Dr. Kathy Monteroso, who has supported this project from the beginning as both the provost and the interim president. I'd also like to thank Craig Baker, the architect for the Thrasher Group. Craig has become a partner in design and a trusted source for common sense solutions, and someone the team has come to rely upon. So thank you to all the team members. That said, thanks are over and the real work now begins. I also need, lastly, obviously, to thank Dr. Zachary Lohman, West Virginia Professor of Biology, Chair of the Organismal Biology, Ecology, and Zoo Science Department, who created the vision and directed efforts to secure funding through the West Virginia Department of Environmental Protection. It was Dr. Lohman who saw the opportunity that we could help ecology and economics work in concert. It was Dr. Lohman who found the grant opportunity and assembled the entry that not only was successful, but will, most importantly, serve our students with an experiential lab, create revenue for the university from commercial businesses, create jobs for the residents of West Virginia, and serve to protect and reclaim West Virginia's environment. With that as a backdrop, it's my pleasure to introduce Dr. Zachary Lohman.
First of all, I'd like to thank all of you for coming today. It is a wonderful day today for West Liberty University, West Virginia, and the greater Appalachian region, because today we break ground on the Appalachian Aquatic Conservation Center. This effort was at first an idea that sprouted in a meeting between myself and biologists with the West Virginia Department of Environmental Protection in the spring of 2019. Two crayfishes, very near and dear to my heart, the Big Sandy River and Wyandotte River crayfish, were listed as threatened and endangered by the United States Fish and Wildlife Service in 2016, thanks to a considerable effort by a small team of crayfish biologists, fish and wildlife biologists, and the West Liberty University Crayfish Conservation Lab, which at the time consisted of myself and 5 undergraduates. When animals are listed federally, the goal always is to delist them. And in the case of the crayfish, streams would need to be restored. That's the first thing that needs to happen. And captive propagation or head starting would have to occur. Stream restoration was already occurring throughout West Virginia, and it has a mechanism for funding. Crayfish propagation did not have a home or a facility dedicated to it. Therein lay the problem. Where was that going to happen? I talked to a lot of agency biologists, and I would say, "Are you going to do this?" And then they would go, "No." And then I would say to another agency, "Are you going to do this?" And they would say, "We don't have the expertise. We can't do that. So we have a problem." After conversations with several federal and state agencies, and specifically the previously mentioned conversation between myself and the West Virginia Department of Environmental Protection, it became apparent that a facility was needed to lead that charge. The Abandoned Mine Lands Pilot Grant Program was suggested as an outlet for funding for the construction of an aquatic conservation center. As a scientist, one of the things I do is write grants. And I jumped on this one within 24 hours of being told it existed. That was in 2019. We were informed in the fall of 2020 that we were awarded funds. The only issue at that time was one small detail. It's called COVID. A budget for a building that was submitted in 2019 would not go anywhere near where it needed to go to build a building in 2020 with inflation and all the economic impacts that COVID brought us. We are a resourceful bunch here on the Hilltop, and after several meetings, it was decided that the then Gary E. West Special Events Center could serve as the location for the Appalachian Aquatic Conservation Center, with the building behind me serving in an educational capacity, and the new building, which will be built where you all are standing, being dedicated to the propagation of imperiled species. Okay. I get asked a lot, what economic impact can a conservation center focused on aquatic species have for our state and our region? Simple. Endangered species need to be recovered. It is the ethical thing to do when they are facing extinction. Once their populations are restored and stable and the animals are delisted, development can occur with the animals in mind. The center and the students that work within it will help mediate the economic impact the crayfish represent currently, and hopefully, by developing propagation techniques for the crayfish, expedite their delisting. We have a partner in this effort, the White Sulphur Springs National Fish Hatchery, also in West Virginia, and my laboratory are currently working diligently on developing strategies for the propagation of both crayfish species. The Appalachian Aquatic Conservation Center, along with our White Sulphur partners, will be the primary players in head starting and propagating both crayfish. It is important to note that other animals, in addition to crayfish, will also receive conservation attention within the Appalachian Aquatic Conservation Center. In the spring of 2023, West Liberty University became partners with the Association of Zoos and Aquariums, North American Freshwater Turtle Saving Animals from Extinction Program, also known as SAFE, and will be raising for release into the wild several species of turtles that occur within Appalachia that need a helping hand. Students at West Liberty, as well as the greater campus community, will also benefit from the Appalachian Aquatic Conservation Center. In the fall of 2016, West Liberty University initiated the Zoo Science and Applied Conservation major, and many in biology have put their hearts and souls into making this major successful. Fast forward to today, and Zoo Sci is the largest major on campus, with over 100 undergraduates and over 300 individual animals that those undergraduates take care of. In 2017, biology initiated our graduate program, which started with 7 students and currently supports over 40 young scientists and future health professionals. Our students are what we are most proud of in biology at West Liberty University. It is why we wake up in the morning and drive the winding roads into campus every day. It is especially special to me to have the privilege to teach at West Liberty because I was once an undergrad here as well. Helping our students achieve their passions and desires to be conservation professionals is my #1 professional goal. The creation of the Appalachian Aquatic Conservation Center at West Liberty University will aid immensely in that goal becoming a reality. Currently, West Liberty University is a leader in doing just that, with several of our recent graduates employed by zoos, conservation organizations, state and federal agencies, that many of them are pursuing master's degrees and doctoral degrees, and several are working within the private sector, all of them pursuing the ultimate goal of conserving the natural world. The Appalachian Aquatic Conservation Center will serve as a new home for this effort and for our current and future students, both undergraduate and graduate, and will help in the recovery of imperiled aquatic species across the Appalachian region. So, thank you all. I can't tell you how proud I am of this. I'm getting a little misty up here seeing all the students that are here. So before I lose it, I'd like to introduce our president, Dr. Tim Borches.
Thank you, Zach. And my thanks to all of you for being here today. I'm Tim Borchers, president of West Liberty University. Very proud to be here on this moment, and very proud to take a minute to read a statement from Senator Joe Manchin. Couldn't be here today, but he did send a statement to read, and I'll read that now. He says, "On behalf of the citizens of the Mountain State and as your United States Senator, it is my distinct honor to join you for this groundbreaking ceremony at West Liberty University. In the Mountain State, we have always proven that by working together, we can continue to move forward. These efforts are a fine example of how partnerships and cooperation better the lives of others, not only at this university, but across the entire state. For over 186 years, West Liberty University has given its students academic opportunities to meet the demands of an ever-changing world. With the biology program, students learn a wealth of knowledge and valuable skills about working together to achieve a common goal. These additions will provide a wonderful environment to address many wildlife and habitat management challenges of our great state. West Virginians have a future where our people and nature thrive, allowing us to continue developing a strong relationship with our natural surroundings. Truly, these additions and renovations will benefit the students and faculty for years to come. The Mountain State has a fascinating wealth of history and culture, as well as extremely dedicated people who take great pride in maintaining the legacy of our unique and special environment. I appreciate Professor of Biology and Department Chair Zachary Loafman for his hard work and tireless dedication to this project, Chief Information Officer and Chief Operations Officer Joe Rodella, Dean of the College of Sciences Karen Kettler, and everyone else responsible for making this project such a tremendous success. Thank you for your unyielding efforts to preserve our home state. Please accept my best wishes and keep up the terrific work. With warmest regards, Joe Manchin III, United States Senator." Our vision at West Liberty University aspires to be a model of innovative, inclusive, and transformational education, accessible to all, that positively impacts society. This project is a perfect example of that vision. The innovative ideas that made this possible include the scientific knowledge of our faculty, the creative thinking to identify this as a location, and the willingness of our government officials to support the project. I have come to learn that the students from all backgrounds are involved in scientific research at West Liberty and will make use of this facility, and I'm glad to see so many of them here today. Thanks for coming. These students are transformed by their experiences as they go on to careers as professionals and leaders. Finally, the work we do at West Liberty positively impacts society. I think you heard Dr. Loafman explain that in great detail, and this project is a great example of how our faculty and students are playing an important role in conservation efforts in the state. Joe Rodella thanked the key individuals involved in making this project a reality, and I add my thanks to them for their support and effort. I also want to acknowledge the generous donation of Gary West for this beautiful space that will become a very important and transformative part of our campus. I also want to recognize a few other people who are here today. David McKinley is the chair of our Board of Governors. He's seated behind me. He will speak in just a few minutes. Richard Carter is here from our Board of Governors as well, if you want to give a wave. We also have Senator Laura Wakeham Chapman seated here, our House of Delegates member Jimmy Willis, and Travis Parsons from AML. Thank you all for being here today. Finally, I want to thank the team that planned today's event. That includes Joe Rodella, Joe Mills and his team, Cindy Galloway from my office, Angelica De Annunzia from Thrasher, Teresa Gretchen, who's running the video, Nancy Goppelrud and her staff from Aladdin for the treats we'll have later, and Rex Lancaster from Athletics for his support. So let's give them a round of applause as well. And I would now invite David McKinley, our Board of Governors Chair, to the podium for a few words.
It's exciting to be here. I couldn't be more proud. I am the new Board of Governors Chair, and I'm just proud of West Liberty's ability to often, how do I say this, invest often scarce resources. Lori Hudson and I frequently, when I was the finance chair, struggled, how are we going to do this? How are we going to do that? and bringing together a variety of resources, we're able to do something really special here today. But it's not the first time West Liberty's done innovative things. I remember myself as a student here more than 30 years ago, where I was a non-traditional student, and the university had created all kinds of interesting programs, weekends and evenings, and even virtual then. And so it helped me graduate. I know many others are in the same program. And more recently, my wife is actually a part of a program here through the clinical counseling. How does the university move and evolve to meet the needs of the community? How do we prepare a generation of mental health counselors to meet the needs of the community? So it's really exciting. I think there's only 2 of those programs in the state, West Liberty and I believe at Marshall. Today, of course, we're celebrating this program. And I think it was Joe that commented on how do we balance economic development and environmental protection. And I think this is a great example of that. It couldn't be more proud of Zach's leadership. How do we, as many people know, there are massive infrastructure spending throughout the region and the country, and this is the kind of program that will help protect an environment and allow more roads and bridges to be built. I can't go any more deep than Zach and others have, so I'll just leave that where it is. But as I think about the environment here, and I talked about that innovative history, and I think about the new president, Tim Borchers, myself as a new Board of Governors chair, and a variety of new Board of Governors, new members among our Board of Governors. We're all looking at things with a fresh eye. Thinking about what's possible for West Liberty. How can we help continue to expand the economy in the Upper Ohio Valley? How do we produce another generation of students? How do we prepare people for the jobs of the future? It's a really exciting time. Couldn't be happier to be in a leadership role here, and glad to be working with this team. So thank you for being here today. I apologize. I failed in one of my duties. I'm here to introduce Kathy Monteroso, also as our provost.
Good morning. A warm welcome to the groundbreaking of the Appalachian Aquatic Conservation Center. I am Kathy Monteroso, the interim provost at West Liberty. Today we celebrate a remarkable milestone that represents a culmination of dedication, hard work, and a spirit of collaboration. I want to extend my heartfelt thanks to Dr. Zach Loafman, his exceptional team in the lab, and the entire College of Sciences for your tireless effort. I think they all deserve a round of applause. Thank you. This center is more than just a physical structure. It's a testament to the commitment to enrich our students' educational journey and contribute to both the environment and the economic growth of our state. The significance of this groundbreaking ceremony goes beyond the confines of our campus. It exemplifies the remarkable synergy that exists within the college, the university, and our state. The Appalachian Aquatic Center is a beacon of collaboration where knowledge, innovation, and passion converge to create a bright future. As we look ahead, this center will play a pivotal role in the shaping of the experience of our students, and I'm so glad they're here today. Through the experiential learning, cutting-edge research, and with a hub of inspiration and growth. We owe a depth of gratitude to Dean Karen Kettler and the entire faculty for fostering and nurturing an innovation for a path for our students. Thank you. Now, I would like to introduce the Dean of the College of Sciences, Dr. Karen Kettler.
Good morning. I'm Karen Kettler. I'm the Dean of the College of Sciences, and I'm so happy and proud to be here today at this groundbreaking ceremony. I would just like to add one thing to what everyone else has already said here regarding the value of this project. As science educators, we design and implement a curriculum that enhances science process skill development. We want our students, and this includes science and non-science majors, to learn how to think, to learn how to identify a problem, to question, to hypothesize, to say, what would happen if we did this? Or to say, what if? They design experiments, they gather data, they analyze, they validate findings, they fail, and then they do it all over again, adding to the collective knowledge. They ask new questions. And this scientific process led to this day and this facility. I have been working with Dr. Zach Loafman for over 15 years, and he has been working with students all over the country on numerous grants, expanding the knowledge base of crayfish natural history. I can attest to that. I know more about crayfish now than I ever thought I should ever know. He is working with students, identifying previously unknown species, discovering ones that are threatened or endangered. They are seeing and studying the environmental conditions that are impacting these species. These studies have led them to question, how can we restore populations of threatened or endangered species of crayfish and other aquatic organisms? How do we help these organisms in a way that involves our citizens and our decision makers in our state? How do we involve state and federal and industry partners? How do we solve this problem, which is complicated and multifaceted? This is a real-world, meaningful problem, and at West Liberty University, we involve students in solving this problem. There are numerous studies that show the value of learning through doing, how engaging students in problem-based learning involving real-world issues improve learning outcomes. West Liberty University has passionate faculty and staff who work with students on various research projects in the lab and in the field. They provide opportunities for developing critical thinking and creative problem-solving skills. This building, these renovations, the laboratory, the classrooms, they contribute to student learning. During a time when the value of higher education has been questioned, this project and what it will do for our students, how it engages them, how it allows them to gain valuable skill sets necessary to be part of the solution, this is the value. And this is what we do here at West Liberty University. Thank you. And I'll turn it back over to Joe Rodella.
So I'd like to thank you all for coming today. Now comes the time when we pick up our gold shovels. You are all welcome to stay and mingle and join us on the porch for some treats. Thanks to Nancy from Aladdin. I should mention that they are crayfish cookies and they are turtle cookies, but no animals were injured in the preparation of the cookies. So thank you very much for coming. We appreciate it and we look forward to seeing you here at the ribbon cutting. Thanks.